Hey guys, sorry it's been so long again, but like I said in my last video, this is gonna just kind of be a thing for me. It's a struggle for me to keep up with videos sometimes, so sorry for that, but a lot has happened, so let's get into it. So last time I talked to you guys, I talked about how I was just waiting for my psych eval, and it was the last thing I had to do before submitting my case to my medical insurance to get the surgery approved. So I did the follow-up and it went really well. He seemed very impressed with my progress. And he cleared me for surgery. So I said in my last video when my appointment was, I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but he ended up clearing me for surgery just like a couple days after that. And a couple days after that, yeah, my case was submitted to insurance, and then I was told that it would take a couple of weeks, but luckily for me, it only took a couple, like a week, I think. It took a week or less. So once I got approved for surgery through insurance, then I just had to get scheduled for surgery. And I ended up so I was told that it would take another couple of weeks to get scheduled for surgery, but it ended up only taking I think it only took a few days this time, like maybe 4 or 5 days for me to get the call that was scheduling me for surgery. And that call ended with me being scheduled for May 2nd. It was a whirlwind. It's been a whirlwind since my last video, which is partially why I haven't been uploading as often as I wanted to. But yeah, it was the 19th of April when I found out that I would be having surgery on May 2nd. So some things that I had to do before surgery, I ended up not having to do the pre-op diet. But I was asked to lose 5 pounds, so I did this kind of version of the pre-op diet, my own version of it. And because of that little pre-op diet that I did for myself, I ended up losing 14 pounds by the day of surgery. So over 2 weeks, I lost about 14 pounds on my own. So my final weigh-in for surgery day was 316.8 pounds. So that was awesome. And then finally surgery day came. I got to the hospital a little after 7 a.m. and it was Monday, May 2nd, obviously. And I was pretty quickly admitted for the RNY Gastric Bypass. And aside from there was a little bit of trouble with getting my IV in, but other than the IV issue, everything went really smoothly, and it wasn't long before I was being rolled back to have the actual surgery. But my memory cuts short basically as soon as, so that little room that they put you in when they're doing the IV and getting all the like pre-op stuff set up and getting you prepped for surgery, as soon as I left that room, my memory goes black. And the next thing I remember is my mom ended up being able to come, and my wife was there, and I don't remember which doctors were there, if my surgeon was there or not, but I just remember, I think there was a resident there or two. But anyway, I vaguely remember coming to a little bit in my recovery room and seeing them. That whole day is basically a blur. That leads me on to recovery. My memory cuts back in sometime around, like sometime during Monday night. I don't know how late it was. It might have been pretty late. It might have actually already been technically Tuesday morning. But I do remember after a certain amount of time, I think between sleeping all day and between the pain from the gas that they fill you with, my body was just kind of done with sleeping. So I tried to sleep more, but I ended up being up every hour or two after, definitely by midnight, I was getting up every hour or two. And every time I would get up, I would, like every time I would wake up, I would get up and, if I had to go to the bathroom, I would go. And then if I, well, regardless of, every single time I every single time I woke up, I would go for a walk around the floor, and you could do a lap around the whole hospital floor, and they wanted you to do about 1 or 2 laps. They wanted you doing 1 or 2 laps by the time you left, at a time, and I was doing a full lap pretty quickly after I started. But the reason I was walking so much is because they told me right off the bat that I would be in pain from the gas, and if I was in pain, walking would help. And so that's why I was walking so much, because it was pretty much the only thing that was helping the gas pain, and it helped a lot with the gas pain. If you're gonna have this surgery and you experience gas pain, I suggest you get up and walk no matter how much you want to sleep. I suggest you get up and walk as often as you can, as long as you're not hurting yourself or pushing yourself too far, because it helps so much with the gas pain. But I ended up walking so much that the nurse that was there that Monday night into Tuesday morning actually told the doctor, the residents, when they came in to check on me, that I made 12 laps or so. And I hadn't kept track at all, and I was just like, wow, that seems like a lot for, the first night. But they were very impressed with my progress and my recovery, so they said that I was doing very well. And they aside from the walking, they also want you to be urinating, and they want you to be drinking water at first, and then eventually, I think Tuesday is when they introduced protein shakes to me. So basically, what I was told the goal was for me to leave, or before I left, was they wanted me to drink about 56 ounces of water in one day and 2 protein shakes, 2 of the Premier pre-made protein shakes. So basically, to do that, they want you to sip at your water and your protein shakes and get in about 2 ounces every hour. I started being able to remember things pretty well midday Tuesday, and around that time that I started to be able to remember things pretty well, I actually my pain increased a little bit, because they switched me from IV pain meds to actual pills, and that switch did not, it wasn't an easy one for me. I was in a lot of pain for the first 4 hours or so, but I got through that, and because of the pain, I had made the decision to stay another night, because the doctor had left it up to me of whether I wanted to go home Tuesday or Wednesday. And because of all that pain that I ended up going through for that 4 hours Tuesday, I did end up staying till Wednesday. Wednesday was a pretty easy day. It was a pretty good day. I ended up, that from that day on, my pain just exponentially decreased. The gas was dissipating rather quickly, and yeah, I've been home for about a week and a half now, I believe, and I feel pretty good. The gas was pretty much completely dissipated within, I want to say, 3 or 4 days of being home, and my incisions are are healing pretty quickly as well. The pain from my incisions has been pretty minimal. However, the largest incision, they did warn me before surgery that that incision would have certain stitches in it that once they started to dissolve, they would cause muscle spasms, and those muscle spasms have started, and they're not fun. They can get pretty intense sometimes, but I do have a muscle relaxer for that, so they set me up pretty well for recovery, and my recovery has been really smooth, to be honest. I am completely off of my pain meds, and I have been since, I want to say, like 4 or 5 days after coming home from the hospital. If I overdo it, I do have to take a dose of Tylenol, but I've only overdone it once, and I don't see myself doing that again. At least it will not be on purpose. That's for sure. Like, hopefully it won't happen again. So that's basically where I'm at now. So as for my weigh-in, I will go ahead and tell you guys how much I weighed coming home from the hospital. I already shared how much I weighed when I was admitted into the hospital for surgery day. And then I will tell you how much I currently weigh. But as for measurements, I didn't think to take measurements until it was too late and I was already all swollen from the actual surgery. So I'm gonna wait to give you guys measurements, and it'll basically be it'll basically be me like starting over, or I might compare them to my measurements from, I want to say April would be the last time I did my measurements. It was either March or April when I did my measurements last. But as for my weight, I already told you that I weighed 316.8 pounds when I was admitted to the hospital. When I left the hospital, because of, I'm assuming because of swelling and water retention and the gas and everything, I ended up gaining exactly 3 pounds during my hospital stay. So I left the hospital weighing 319.8 pounds. And as of today, which today is the 12th, so it's been 10 days exactly. Yeah. So in 10 days, I've gotten down to 307.2, pounds. So I've lost 12 pounds in 10 days, which is, I'm very happy with that. I'm obviously going to keep going, but I will keep you guys updated as I continue. And yeah, that basically catches you guys up. So I'm doing well, and I can't wait to get even better. So yeah, till next time, bye-bye.